Anyway, so yesterday you should have taken the quiz, and those scores, the results should be in your email, and you should take a look at those, look back through the problems that you missed, if you missed any, and then the ones that you can't figure out, you should obviously get some help on, and I can explain them, and then you should plan to retake the quiz if you didn't do as well as you had hoped. So the retake will probably be, it'll probably be Friday, just to give everyone a couple of days to look back through their quiz and get ready for it. And then today you're working on section 2.5. So 2.5 is going to be the section that is the most unfamiliar to you. Some of this stuff, there is quite a bit of new vocabulary in chapter 2, but section 5 adds a new type of function today called piecewise functions. So take a look at the video, take the notes. Mrs. Pepper put together another video with the way that she teaches it. And, you know, so if you're still confused after watching my video, then please take a look at Mrs. Pepper's. And, you know, we explain it a little bit differently, and that might clear it up for you. Tomorrow, we're spending time talking about section 2.5 still, the second part of it. You can see that there's one assignment for section 5, but today, really, you're only focused on these 5 problems. Okay, then these other problems will be for tomorrow. They're not piecewise defined function problems. Okay, so what else did I have to say about that? I do want to go through the warm-up from yesterday real quick and take any questions that you have at this point on anything, and that will be it. So real quick, let's go through the warm-up from yesterday. Okay, yesterday's warm-up asked you to list at least 2 characteristics of the graph. All right, and there's one, so this first one is a line, okay? And a line is actually fairly easy because you can just pick 2 points. And you put those 2 points, and that's a characteristic, and you can get the line. But what I was hoping that students would put in here is things like the line is always decreasing, or it's linear. First of all, it's always decreasing. The y-intercept is at y equals 4. You could talk about when the graph is above or below the x-axis, so when it's positive or negative. Those are the things that I was hoping students would pick out there. Well, like I said, describing a line to somebody is pretty easy. You just give them a couple of points. This one, there's a lot more going on here. So there's a lot more options for characteristics of the graph. A few things that you might put in. Zeros of the graph. So here at -8, 0, and +8. They're zeros of the graph. There's a maximum here at about -4.6, comma 9.9. And then there's a minimum here at +4.6, comma -9.9. All right. You could also say something about where it's increasing and decreasing. So you might say that it's increasing when when x is less than -4. You might say that it's decreasing from here to here. All right, you might say that it's increasing the rest of the graph, okay? You could also talk about end behavior. That would be another option. So you might write as x approaches infinity, so as you move to the right on the graph, what does y do? Well, y is going to go to positive infinity. Okay, so that's going to go to infinity as well. And as x approaches, there's no good way to get an arrow in here, negative infinity, what does y do? Well, y is going to go negative infinity. So as you trace the graph to the left, where the y value is going, well, they're getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Sorry, more and more and more and more negative, I guess what you would say. So they go to negative infinity. Okay, that's not spelled right. So that was the warm-up from yesterday. There were lots of different characteristics that you could put in there. I got lots of great answers. I got lots of answers that were really kind of hit or miss. So I just wanted to go through that with all of you. Any questions on that, on the warm-up from yesterday? Okay, well, the last thing I would say is just to write down that the next quiz over 2.5 to 2.7 is going to be Wednesday of next week. So you got a week from today before we're going to do that. And just put that on your radar, and then we'll be done with chapter 2 at that point. So we'll have a couple days of review, and then the chapter 2 test will be following that sometime. So yeah, that is pretty much everything I had for announcements. Any questions on anything?